Greetings, everyone. We are now on the mountain, on the foot of Shajarongwe Hill. So let's climb. I'm getting old to be climbing these hills, but climb. Uh, so you see, lots of plants here as we try to get to the top. I'm getting lost. Let's try to climb. I always say other people bathi amaqaqa zintaba, thina intaba it's a rock. I've traveled a number of provinces in South Africa. I've not come across hills of this nature. Even Drakensberg Mountains, they are not as rock as here. Yeah, why the foot of it? It's Shajarongwe. So as we climb here, just remember that in 1979, Zanla forces will call us here for meetings in the evening. My granny will be climbing here. May her soul rest in peace, carrying a basket of food. They would want a pap and chicken. So we slaughtered most of our chickens. Of course, we're not compensated. It's a story for another day. Yeah, that's Shajarongwe. As I said earlier on, I do not know the origins of the name of this hill, Shajarongwe, other than to say this place was inhabited by the San, and from there the Kalanga people. So I suspect that Shajarongwe, it's a Kalanga name. I suspect, I'm not very sure, because it is not Isindebele. Here in this village, all of us speak Isindebele. You know, I was born in Sejube in 1970. Sejube is in Swazi. I came in this village when I was 5, 1975. So it has been my village ever since. So we used to climb, as well climbing. So I'm climbing slowly. When we were boys, we used to run. But now I'm 52, so, and I'm always in a vehicle most of the time. I'm not used to mountain climbing. Earlier on, if I turn back the camera, we're on that hillish area where I showed you those plates on the rock. Yeah, so you see our area is a hilly area. If you see, we're not at the summit of this hill, but I'm just showing you other areas. I'm not sure if you can see where there is a road there going to Esibomvu, Mzinyathini, up to Mawabeni. Yeah, let's continue climbing. So we used to carry food. I was 9, just before 9 years when we used to come here. I was born in July. So I started coming here at 8 years, because I only became 9 on the 3rd of July 1979. So I'll be climbing here at times with my late uncle, may his soul rest in peace, Umalmamu Samandu. If it was weekend, he used to work for Bulawayo City Council, Frederick Dube. So we'll come and for meetings. Outside the meetings, this is the place where we came to play. As boys, would climb this hill to play, and also it provided a good view if we're looking for a cattle. So we'll sit on top of the hill. It will provide us with a good view. We'll be calling each other ngokhwelo, whistling. What was interesting as we were growing up, wawubuza uthi ezami ke, meaning inkomo zami awuzange ngibona inkomo zami. You would not say inkomo zangikhaya. Xa ngifana welusayo inkomo ngezakho. This is Fajamungu. I told you about it, and this whitish stuff I explained in the earlier video was still climbing. You see these stones on top. So we're climbing here, coming to play, coming here for political meetings. You know the imbila. They used to play inside there. And of course, where there's imbila, there are other creatures, snakes, and so forth. So we're getting to the summit, but not to the place where you used to have these meetings. It was called the Ebesin. Ebesin meaning it was a base where meetings were conducted, night meetings. Right. So we're now at the top, but we're still moving. We'll come here as boys. Ngelusa labo lungani gwebu. Ondodana Ncube. Gcina indaba Ngwenya. My elders Omexen Moyo. Louis Moyo. This is I'm not sure whether it's for the baboon or what, but you can see because there are lots of, you also get baboons here and other wild animals on top of a mountain. You see there's lots of Fajamungu. Yeah, that's Shajarongwe Hill. I hope I will not meet any scary thing. Because I'm on a hill, so one might meet anything that lives here. Indwangu kithi thina sithi indwangu ibaboon. I don't know what other people call it. So we then come here, Ebesin. We're now at the summit. We'll be getting to the place now, which we called Ebesin, where we Zanla people used to, or guerrillas used to command us to come to these meetings. I would not say they invited us, no. They would command us to come here for meetings in the evening. We will bring food to here. Let me also point it out that none of us in the village were not members of ZANU, as it was known then. We're all ZAPU members. We're the followers of Joshua Mqabuko Nkomo Kanyongolo in this village. We're born in ZAPU families. So when the guerrillas came here from Zanla, they will instruct us to come here for meetings. I will try to set up my camera nicely. This is the place, Ebesin. So as you will see, towards those rocks, people will sit there as commanded. Then People will sit there next to the rocks where there are those rocks. Singing will be happening. Then in this area here, you will come and place your plate of food. So the thing was, you needed first to test pap and relish. That was what was demanded of us. If you did not test, like one young lady, whom I will not name, refused to test because was instructed not to, and there were serious problems. So it is in this place that I heard of a language called Shona, because remember I was 8 years. All of us in the village speak isiNdebele, which is close to Zulu. So it was a language that we did not understand at the time. One of my late uncles, Akangelane, used to interpret. I'm setting up my camera so that I can explain to you. So that's the area. What is interesting is that as I complete setting up my camera, one evening, we're sitting here in this area, we're singing. Then on the other side, one is Zanla guerrilla. Then he fired a bullet. So all of us were scared, including the Zanla comrades themselves. They were scared because they didn't know. They thought maybe the Rhodesian forces were here. People used to scroll for cover here, trying to hide behind the rocks. As a little boy, I fainted here in 1979. I think it was around June. I fainted here in 1979 when I was a small boy. Yeah, those were times. The other thing was that when we were here one evening, which I will then show you, they were doing slogans. The Zanla guerrillas, they were doing slogans because normally they would do slogans. Pans no Ian Smith, Pans Nom Zoreo, and all of us would follow those slogans. But one evening, they then said Pans Lonkomo. All of us were kept quiet because we couldn't say Pans Lonkomo. They tried again Pans Lonkomo, and everyone was quiet. And another elder whom I can't remember asked what got Lina Lingabagaban when you say down with Nkomo. As a result, another meeting was called some few days later, and the elders were brutally beaten. That area is called Lichenelite. Yeah, so that's Shajarongwe here. Let me show you some other places here as I once again adjust the camera. Some other places here. Shajarongwe. As I said, I'm not sure about this name. We've got Shajarongwe. We've got a hill called Gonke. I don't know what is Gonke, what language it is. We've also Iflengwe. We've got Iflengwe. This Iflengwe on the other side. Yeah, there's something here moving in the bushes. Right, you see it's a cow is moving here. Let's get closer. It's on a hill, remember. So these ones, they come and graze here. I don't know to who it belongs to, but it's from members of the village here. So you see they come and graze here. And I can hear Ipera somewhere else. Yeah. So that area that you see, that side, Entabenende, that's where people were then brutally beaten by the Zanla forces. Then on another day, that was then after independence, when we came here to visit as boys, we used to come and play here. We sat on a rock like this one. Maybe if I can show you so that you can understand. So we came, we sat on a rock like this one that I'm showing you, like this one, but it was big. And there were a lot of plants around it. So we're playing, sitting on top. Unbeknown to us, a python had coiled itself right around the rock, the entire rock. So we played for about 30 or an hour. It was quite there. Because we're dogs, I'm not sure whether dogs spotted it or what. It started moving. Yeah, we hit it. It ran. It climbed on a tree like this one. You see this one behind this cow, a whitish one. So it is not strong. So it tried to climb on top. We hit it until, of course, it died. One person who's led, whom I will not name, was a Sangomo Enyanga. Was an elder in our village. He came to take the python because he wanted to use the skin of the python. So this is Shajarongwe. That's where I made a decision that I'll never support ZANU-PF because in the manner we were treated by Zanla forces. So when you hear me talking bad about ZANU-PF, I got it from this hill. The way that we were treated by Zanla combatants. It was inhumane. So I said I cannot support such individuals. It was not about language or tribe, no. We had ZAPU members that are shown at the time. You can hear the cry of this cow. Yeah, so on that hill behind, I told you, go to Matopo, but in between there is Mchabezi River. Some know Mchabezi River around Mchabezi Mission, but it's here. Then when you walk straight here, you will get to a hill called Konkle. I don't know why, where the name Konkle come from. Yeah, let me try and see if you can get some few visuals before I conclude on our tour. You go straight that side, you get to a hill called Konkle. I do not know what it means. Then right there, that hill is called Flengwe. Flengwe. I don't know what a Flengwe means as well. Before 1935, this is what our elders told us. Before 1935, our people lived along these hills. Just behind here, it's an area we used to call it, or is called Engadini Zakotefa. The Chenje family, Ondotana, Chenje, my old friend, their grannies were living here. Twaingati Zakotefa. Then on the other side, just directly in front of Konkle, my own grannies were living there. Twaingadini Zakosagwai. Ugwai is my late uncle Frederick Dubu Malumusamandu. So they used to live here, Okoko, Ngadini Zakosagwai. But then others, which I will also show you in another video when I get a better view. remained in what is called the Pecheya, Mchabezi, the Nyoni family, abanengi basele khona phana, then some behind those hills eFlengwe, Komakandira. It's along Mchabezi River. But others moved from this hill area. They then went to the village that I was talking about in Mbizingwe, which is about a kilometer from here, where the building of that settlement in Mbizingwe was well planned. Told you it follows the line, then it divided the grazing area, which of course is hill. We have spoken about that, and the fields, which I will be showing you later on. I hope I still have energy to go around the showing you. Yeah, that's Shajarongwe. That's the hill where we used to have meetings. We were not convinced in 1980 to vote for ZANU. In this village, we voted for PF ZAPU, Patriotic Front ZAPU. That was our movement, liberation movement. In 1980, we used to, before the elections, we would sing songs about socialism, Yini Socialism. So I first heard about this song, Yini Socialism, 1979. Not here, because here it was Zandla, but when we were having our own meetings as ZAPU members. Well, I never had a ZAPU card because I was a minor, but we were considered ZAPU. We did not vote. I was only 9 in 1980 when elections happened. I only turned 10 in July, so I did not vote, but we were all ZAPU members. So we used to sing this song, Yini Socialism. The Zipraketas whom we'll meet, who did not bring us here. And our parents who were working in town, they would be telling us about the assistance that Fidel Castro of Cuba was giving to Zipra and the ZAPU. Mama Gaddafi of Libya, the assistance that they were giving to ZAPU. So all that when we were in the village. So we did not learn about socialism or communism, as I adjust my camera as I conclude, when I was old, So I learned about communism when I was here, because we're singing this song, as I'm saying, Yini Socialism, umhlaba wonke ezandleni zabantu. We understood the struggle for national liberation as the return of land to the majority of Zimbabweans. I've told you about the Malapula farm, which our cattle were not allowed to graze. So the struggle was about the return of our land. The struggle, as we understood it at the time, was not really about elections, but we understood that elections was a tactic because we're the majority. So if you allowed for a one man, one vote, one woman, one vote, the majority were going to win, which was us, the black people. And that win would be the path to regaining our land that we have lost. You can imagine that in this hilly area, people were living here. Where were you going to farm? As I said, that before 1935, people were living here. Because in Mbizingwe Primary School, I'm not sure if I will record when I'm there, but I'll try my best. It was built, I think, in 1940. Ukhulu Usagwayi Mthakathi was one of the people that built. Okhulu the late, Samofat were the people that also built. Onkalu Samson, the late, Sapaiton are the people that also built that school. Yeah, so that was after 1940. But after the Ndebele War, Ndebele Anglo War, people were moved here, especially after the uprising of 1896. We moved to some of these hilly areas where you could not graze your cattle, where you could not farm. And you were then forced to work in the farms, forced to work in the industries as capitalism was developing in this part of the world. Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much for following us. We'll continue trying to show you other places. Yeah, so that we'll appreciate. It's important also because, as we always say, that politics it's about firstly understanding your own environment. My political consciousness started in 1979 when we were here, because we didn't understand why our cattle were not grazing in a proper area. I didn't know about other areas where the Cholocho. I didn't know that Cholocho existed. I only knew my area because I was here. So I didn't know about Umtoko. I didn't know about Chimani Man. I only knew about the names of our heroes, Fidel Castro, Mama Gaddafi. We're told about Soviet Union when we're here. Yeah. Otherwise, thank you so much. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Circulate to this video to your contacts. We continue the discussion. Please share with us your own experiences as we were growing up. Thank you. Goodbye.